Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to Sipping Gears. I'm your host, Ashley, and today's video is going to be a little bit more about me and why I decided to start the Sipping Gears channel. So if you like what you see today, hit that like button, smash the subscribe button so you can continue to get more updates and content whenever I throw it out there. So here we go. I think if you were to survey my friends or my family, they would all kind of agree that, I'm a goofy, kind of odd dude who likes to have a ton of fun, but that's just full of this random car and beer knowledge. I like to throw out random facts about stuff we see. I'll see a car while we're out in public and be like, oh, did you know? Or a beer, and I can give a little backstory. So, I throw all that stuff out there, and I kind of probably throw out some mind-numbing facts to folks. And in that vein, I decided to start an Instagram page about a year ago. Been putting up pictures every day, be it a beer or a car or a car event we're at or a brewery that we're at. And I don't quite think that the Instagram pictures can convey the passion that's behind all this stuff, with the cars and the beers. If you want to look at the car side, I grew up in Atlanta or just outside of Atlanta with a dad that was a technician, always working on cars at work, always working on them at home. So I was in and around cars from a very young age. And as I got a little older, he picked up little side gigs here or there, would do this or that, and started going to track days. And he started instructing at these track days and would take me along to these track days. And I was fortunate enough to grab rides with him and grab rides with other dudes that would take me around and crazy stuff. I've been around Road Atlanta and all sorts of stuff, man. You name it, we've been in it. It's nuts. So I kind of got hooked at a pretty young age on the really go fast, track ready kind of stuff that you could drive from home and take to the track. Not necessarily a track specific toy, which I still love, but I loved watching people just drive up to the track and drive on and go have a blast. So, he kind of showed me that life, and that's the stuff that I love. And I kind of followed in his footsteps. He's worked at a dealership my whole life. So, I'm closing on 40. He's been at a car dealership since then. So I was able to follow in his footsteps, and I worked at various dealers and was fortunate enough at a young age to work at a Highline, a couple of different Highline stores, and watch these people come in and buy their dream cars or toys for that matter, and watch them bring them in and have them repaired or whatever it was. And I could see how much some of these people really love these cars. And I told myself at 16, 17 years old, man, you know what, that's going to be me. I'm going to have to work for it. I'm by no means monetarily fortunate enough to just be able to pull money out of my pocket and say, yeah, that's what I want. So I put my head down and worked my tail off for it. So we fast forward, like I said, I'm almost 40, and in February I kind of made my first goal come true. So I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine who's outside. His name is Karl. Karl is my first foray into real enthusiast car ownership. So let's go take a peek. All right, boys and girls, there he is behind me. That's Karl. That's my buddy. It's a 2016 Porsche Cayman 981, the last era of the naturally aspirated flat six. Makes it a little bit cooler to me than some of the other stuff that's out there now. Everybody's turbocharging stuff, which is awesome. Some witchcraft that goes on with those, but this is just cool to me. I hunted high and low for a car for the better part of 2 years, and my wife listened to all my harebrained stuff. I mean, I looked at M2s and M3s and M4s, Audi TTRSs, Jaguar F-Types, the occasionally weird random idea that a dune buggy would be cool to have, or a Baja truck or something like that. And you know, on occasion I'd look at stuff outside the budget. Yeah, Ferraris and Lambos for sure, Audi R8s. I got some friends that wanted me to look at Corvettes. A couple of my friends have Corvettes, some of my friends have Challengers, some of them have Chargers. And not a knock on those cars, because they do some stuff very well. It's just not my stuff at the moment. So the Porsche, the Cayman specifically, was my first foray into the cool car ownership, and a car really kind of checks all the boxes. I mean, let's turn around and take a look at this thing. I mean, what's not to love? Yeah, it's agate gray, so he doesn't stand out from a crowd, no, but he's classy and elegant, but still gets the job done, and he's able to hustle and make you laugh like a little kid every time you get in it and hit the gas pedal. You know, it's a fun car. I'm fortunate enough that whoever bought this before me, you know, I didn't buy it new, I bought it used. You know, I let somebody else take the depreciation, but whoever bought this thing took such good care of it, and optioned it ridiculously nice. You know, we went with the different wheels, we went with some sport package on the inside, some different exterior stuff. We optioned for the better taillights so they're not all red. So there's some cool stuff on this car. And when it popped up online at a dealership out in San Francisco, you know, we just had to have it. This was the car. This thing ticked every single box and does the job, and I love it. And you guys are going to get to see some cool videos with it. We're going to take them somewhere here in a little bit, but I want to come out here and show you Karl, give you a quick little walk around. You know, the agate gray 2016 Cayman 981. What's not to love? All right, so you met Karl. You're probably wondering the whole time I'm talking about him, why did I name the Porsche Karl? So I'll tell you. The first Porsches weren't built in Germany. I know Porsche is synonymous with Germany, and it's a German manufacturer, but those first early Porsches, because of World War II, could not be built in Germany. It was not safe, and so they had to move the factory and the assembly to Austria. So all of your early Porsches came from Austria. One of my favorite beers, it's called Carlsberg, is fantastic, and it's one of the oldest and best-selling beers in Austria. So I took that beer name and my car, where they're both from, and kind of crammed it together just to make Karl a little different, I know. So in that, you can see that my other passion besides cars is beer. And beer is this ancient beverage that has been bringing people together for thousands and thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians can be traced back to having recipes for beer. So from those ancient Egyptians to now, we get thousands of breweries all over the world. And each of those breweries is unique. You can have them in the same little city and they're all unique. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm on a mission to bring you that uniqueness and the story that each of those breweries and beers have, and show you some of the traditions that are handed down at each brewery, and show you what these guys have learned from the past, and bring the history to life and show you how we've gotten from ancient beer to where we are now. So that's what we're going to do. And matter of fact, let's go check out my favorite brewery right now. All right, we made it back. You guys got to go for a quick rip in Karl and go to one of my favorite breweries here in town, Southern Roots. The folks over there are amazing. The service is amazing. The drinks are amazing. They make amazing beers, and the food is super good too. And it's a cool place to chill. Got to talk to Dustin, one of the owners, while I was there. He's super chill and was kind enough to say yes when I asked if we could come back and do an interview and really see what those guys are about and see what they're bringing to the table for Waco, see what they're bringing to the community and how they got to where they're at and how they're making their beers and what inspires them to make the beers that they make and what do they put in them to make some of these crazy flavors. So if you like what you've seen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check it out. There's cool stuff coming. So scope us out in the future. Be good to each other. Later.